It says record. I wonder what's going to happen. Okay, so I press the record button. We're going to test that tonight too, because that'd be kind of cool to be able to have the streams on YouTube for those who can't watch it for work reasons or for time zone reasons or whatever. So we'll see if this works. Why not? So okay, heading back over the game here. So as you can see, we had two number 6s move on from the first round. But let's start off with the Thunder against the Lakers. That's the 1-4. They beat their respective lesser ranked opponents. Pelicans and Nuggets, they made it after the Nuggets shocked the Timberwolves. Bulls and Hawks. Hawks were a slight seed lower than the Raptors. That's just because the Raptors won their really weak division. Love you, Marco, but that's the truth. And Wizards against the Pacers after the Pacers take out the Heat, after the Pacers take out Niko Jevtic. And rough, I guess. You know, on the positive side, at least we haven't had to hear Austin talking about how he should turn off injuries in the playoffs. I mean, he's taking it like a man. It's tough, but, you know, that's what happens. It's kind of real. So, okay, let's go to the schedule. And there it is. So let's just sim this day. Just realized I forgot to do the let's run this shit in the chat. And there you go. Look at that. Game 1 shocker. Lakers 122. Thunder 114. Here's how it happened. 29 for Freddie Moore. Look at him sliding off the bench into the main seat for the Lakers. So that went well. 33 points for Rolo Smoke led the Lakers. 26 for Malachi. That's some solid basketball right there. They shot 61%. Oof. 13 for James Renfro off the bench, but that was all they needed. There you go. So on the other side, DeAndre Ayton playing all 48 minutes, got 42 points, 26 for Jack Kimes, 20 for L. Rod Hubbard, and Rosie got 13, 11, 10, and 7. That's a stat stuff in box score, but there you go. It was not enough. Lakers take one from the Thunder at home. Crazy. Pelicans 106, Denver Nuggets 76. Tough way to start the series there. Grady Wilson doing Grady Wilson things, 36 points, but that was obviously enough. 3 boards. 13 for Gary Baker, 12 for Barjuan off the bench, 12 for David Williams, way deep bench. Holy Moses. Ronnie Roach only played 7 minutes. We may have to go look at the injuries. Not a huge loss, but obviously. 25 for Gonzo, 13 for Goodwin, and that's all we can say there. Except for 4 points and 17 boards for Smokin' Joe Price. Boy, that's a vacuum right there. 7 and 8 for Bach. Spit had 2 points and 2 rebounds and 14 minutes of play. He had foul trouble. So I'm going to check the injuries real quick because I'm going to forget otherwise. No, that must have just been something he decided to do. So there you go. Bulls 148 to 110, crushing him at home. So 52 for Shin Guo. Ow. He didn't do that the first series. Has done it now. 21 for El Presidente. Solid effort there. But, I mean, when your main guy scores 52, you don't need other guys to step up all that much. But they did too. So 17 for Jay Jackson. 13 for Carp. 12 for Soft Serve. And no big rebounders in this one. But obviously, they did well. And 17 for, covered G. Jackson, 17. 10 for D'Ambrosio, and that was 148 points. 20 each for Rodney Chambliss off the bench and Jackie Martinez starting. 16 for Harry Berto and 13 for Frankie to go along with really nothing else. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up. But that's a crushing loss for the first one. Wizards, 90-84 in a college game. We got 25 for Lovelady doing 12 boards, 6 assists. That's solid basketball. 21 for Toby Bowman on 7 for 23 shooting, but he did get 12 boards. 15 for Triple J, 8 rebounds and 4 blocks. 12 and 9 for Stavros, and 10 for Ned. But, well, it's a low-scoring affair. That's all it takes. Sliding on up, the Bursa had 17 points in 44 minutes, 4 for 12. He's not real dominant. Is anybody else noticing that? Lavro's just kind of, I mean, usage is being taken from him by other players, and obviously you don't want that. That's concerning. 18 for Cranjus and 5 assists, 16 for Ricky Sherman, and 13 for Winslow off the bench. Interesting. And Hoover, in his starting role, got 0 points and 12 boards, 0 for 3 shooting. So there you go. There is first game of round 2. Let's do this again. Boom. Home teams won that time. 122-110. Lakers take one back in OKC. Leading the way, you got, wow, Jack Kimes, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Solid effort. Elrod Hubbard had 21 and 9 rebounds, 6 assists. That's another strong effort. 27 points for Rosie to go along with 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Everybody's stepping up. And DeAndre Ayton kind of had a pedestrian game, 10 for 24 shooting, but 25 and 14 is still a solid game, obviously. 5 assists, 3 blocks. But when you got everybody else stepping up, he doesn't have to do as much. Lakers, you know, their starters did what they could, except for Elmart. Elmart only had 3 assists. You need more out of your point guard, but, you know, what do you do? Rough game. Rough defender. 24 for Freddie Moore. He, you know, seeing him, yeah, 9 for 21 isn't ultimate for your big guy, but he's still putting ball in hoop. 20 points for Luther with 14 boards. That's a solid effort out of the PF slot. 30 points for Rolo, 8 boards, 2 steals. 20 for Malachi in the losing effort. But Okogie at shooting guard, only 10 minutes, 5 points. Yeah. So, yeah, that was my WhatsApp. I can mute that now because we're not listening to music anymore. Pelicans 101-91. That's a closer game, but still a loss for the Nuggets. Ow. Ankle still hurts. Coming down here, we've got 31 points for Grady Wilson, 29 for Gary Baker, 13 for Barjwan, 10 for LaSalle to go along with 13 boards. Well done, son. Who was it? Oh, Roach. Yeah, he's only got Roach playing 10 minutes, so he's got David Williams picking up the lion's share of the shooting guard minutes. If Barjwan's getting it, 24, and then he's splitting it up. Yeah, I think he's got Roach there just for the defensive side for the beginning and ending of the game. I've done that before. It makes sense. 31 points for Goodwin. Solid effort there. 18 for Gonzo on 5 for 28 shooting. Woof. 9 and 13 for Spit, and 16 and 9 for Bach, and that was the extent of that. So Nugs need more. A lot more. Bulls 111-84, beating the Hawks in Chicago. More of a normal game for Guo. 13 points, 17 boards, 10 assists. There's your triple-double. Holy cow. 26 and 14. Strong showing for Carp. El Presidente had 22, 15 for Jay Jackson, and that's what it took. 111. 19 for Frankie Lenz. That's solid effort, but only 1 assist from your point guard. That's not good. I mean, obviously Lonzo, he's there, but he's doing what? 2 points, 3 boards, 6 assists. Wow. Yeah, that ain't working. Blake Landry 3 for 15 for 11 points. Jackie Mart for 2 for 10 for 9 points. Harry Berto had 13 and 6, shooting 34% overall. That's an ouch. So the plan was to try and get Lonzo on Guo. Didn't work. He kind of moved things around. Max did, but Frankie's not terrible on him. He's just you can't stop Guo unless you're taking him out the knees. And there's not a setting for that, at least not directly. 115-101, Wizards take game 2, and they did it with 34 points from Stavros. They're finally showing up. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. 32 for Lovelady. Another solid effort there. 5 boards, 5 assists. 23 for Toby Bowman, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. Well done, son. That got it done. 34 for Lavro. Now that's what you expect from your star. 10 for 20, 12 for 12. Now that's a good shooting night, but still wasn't enough. 21 for Dickie Sherman and 13 for Cranjus in a quieter game. 5 boards, 9 assists, though. He did well there. Six turnovers is kind of painful. 28 turnovers total for the Pacers on this one. Chris Matthews, 10 points. Chris Matthews, it sounds like a name of a Dateline reporter. I don't know. It's just passing thought. So let's go on to Game 3. Oh, injuries. I keep forgetting that. So maybe, probably not this game, maybe next game, Bamba and Dick Fillet come back. We'll see. Here we go. Game 3. Lakers take Game 2. Look at that. But the other side of it, the away teams won the other 3 games. So, I think I picked that up from Brian. 22 points for Rolo Smoke. 21 and 10 for Luther. Freddie Moore was 9 for 20. He's not the most efficient big guy, but boy does he make buckets. 19 points, 8 boards. 15 for James Renfro off the bench. Malachi had 14, 6, and 5 for him. Nice. And coming up here, DeAndre Ayton in 21 minutes, he fouled out. There's your key. 15 points. 22 points for L. Rod Hubbard. Jack Kimes had 21. 20 for Max Bliss, my boy. And Terrence Baltazar at center. That doesn't work. 4 points, as you can see. Here you go. Lakers up 2-1. Pellies, they're up 3-0. 97-95 in a close one. Grady had 33 and 15. 15 for Gary Baker. 13 for Bergeron off the bench. And Pate's dead. Pate is so dead. But he's riding the coattails of everybody else now. 29 points for Gonzo. And 16 for Goodwin. Bach had a bad game. 21 minutes. 5 fouls. They can't score from the Pines. 13 for Jacob Evans, also 13 for Tadpole. And let's see if there was a dramatic ending. No, not really. They were down by 4, and Gonzo shot Jacob Evans. He shot a 2-point shot. There ain't no 4-point shot, kids. 113-99, Bulls over the Hawks in Atlanta. Rude house guests. 29 points for Guo, 36 for El Presidente stepping up. Soft serve had 13 and 12, 11 and 9 for Carp, 10 for Rangel, go along with 9 assists. I don't know why that dude's always on the free agent heap. He gets assists at least. Of course, he was -2, but let's ignore that. He does get assists. 22 points for Heriberto. Go along 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Solid effort there. 20 points for Blake Landry. Get 14 for Jimmy Miller. No longer off the bench, but he'll always be off the bench. And Jackie Mart had 10. Couple 11-point efforts off the end of that. But wait a minute. How's this? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. So Lonzo's actually the starting point guard, but he's also playing shooting guard minutes. Yeah, that just looked a little weird. Center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. Yeah, the game's weird. Whatever. I'm weird. Wizards 112-104, taking one in Indiana. That's where the Pacers are. What we got? Oh, that's right. We're going up here. God, I'm just a mess tonight. 27 points. I drove 5 hours today, so I don't rebound well from that. 19 and 12. Speaking of rebounds for Stavros, 16 for Tommy Lovelady, 13 for Eric White, and Triple J had 13 as well, go along with 6 boards, 7 assists. That works. But once again, Lavro passive, 4 for 10, 11 for 11 from the foul line, but 19 points, not enough. Cranjus had 20 and 9 assists. 17 for Dickie Sherman. Chris Matthews from Dateline, 15 points. And man, how do you fully activate Lavro? I mean, do you just get rid of everybody else who even thinks about shooting the ball I think that's what you have to do at this point. Just a bunch of low usage role players and Lavro. That makes the most sense. Okay, let's see if you got one interesting 2-1 over on the Lakers, and everybody else is getting blown out. So let's see. Okay, well, the Thunder took one from the Lakers, 106-97 in Los Angeles. That ties that sucker up. Had 29 points for DeAndre Ayton, 18 for Roseman to go along with 12 rebounds and 3 steals, 4 assists, 17 for Elrod Hubbard, and 14 for Jack Kimes, 11 each for Max Bliss and Terrence Baltazar. And DeAndre, oh yeah, he did something. 29 points, but only 8 rebounds in quiet night for him, but obviously enough. Freddie Moore, 20 points. Luther had 20, 12, and 6. He does well in the power forward slot. 22 in Rolo Smoke, but Martinez, 3 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. 9.7 rebounds, 3 assists for Malachi. Yeah, I don't know. But Lakers are still tied, so it's still anybody's game. Nuggets take one finally, 117-82, making the home team fans proud. 25 points for Gonzo, including 13 for 18 from the foul line. 21, including 8 for 12 from the foul line. It doesn't really matter when it's that small, I guess, for Goodwin. I'm not saying his first name anymore. I'm just going to stick with Goodwin. I'm not going to make that mistake twice. Well, actually, I probably will. 19.6 boards for Bach, 10 and 5 for Spit Wagner. He needed to get him to rebound more. Smoking Joe Price, he had 13 and 10. That's how you want that done. And 13 for Tadpole. Up here, what happened? 19 minutes, 4 fouls, 13 points for Grady Wilson. They can't score from the bench. 17 for Gary Baker and 14 for Cecil Carter. Miss you, buddy. But that's all it was for the Pelicans. Poor showing. Bulls, they swept the Hawks. 127-122. Atlanta tried to make a game out of it, but it didn't happen. 33 and 11 for Xuen Guo, 25 for El Presidente, 18 for Carp to go along with 14 boards, 13 and 8 for Soft Serve, and 14 for D'Ambrosio off the bench, 11 for Jay Jackson. That's a team ball game. 28 for Heriberto, leaving the season after having a good playoffs. Strong effort. 24, Jimmy Miller off the bench. Should have been off the bench. It's just not right. 22, Frankie Lenz. Lonzo had 2, 10, and 7. 15 for Blake Landry. Congratulations, Max. Sorry, Kyle. It hurts. I know. Wizards swept the Pacers, 85-74. Another college basketball game. 30 points for Lovelady. He was playing like a pro. 26 and 11 for Toby Bowman. 18 and 11 for Stavros, and really, 11 points from everybody else. So that's wow. There you go. Lavro, 6 for 11, 20 points. 12 for Hoover, 11 for Sherman, and 10 for Garola. So maybe next season, Shane, let's get this figured out. Let's get Lavro scoring points like he's supposed to be, because that's unacceptable. Game 5, 2 series left. Here we go. Interesting. So there's a lot of road teams winning in this series. 103-98. Lakers take Game 5. So kind of the same situation as last night with the Blazers. Now Lakers have to win one of the last 2 games. So Freddie Moore, 29 points, 13 boards in 37 minutes, 12 for 19 from the field. Good showing. 17 for Rolo, 12 for Luther to go along with 12 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Excellent effort there. 14 for Noel Martinez, 7 boards, 9 assists. That's what I'm expecting. 15 for Renfro off the bench, and Malachi had 11. DeAndre Ayton in 25 minutes fouled out. That's the key, folks. 19 points. 30 points for Jack Kimes in 48 minutes of play. Every last minute he did what he could. 10 rebounds too, but obviously not enough. 19 and 11 for Rosemond, and without Ayton, that ain't happening. So the Pelicans finish off the Nuggets 98 to 87. Nice try, Evan, but this is a steamroller. Grady Wilson, 21 points in 30 minutes of play, but he had foul trouble. 28 points for Gary Baker. You'll notice that Mo Bamba and Dick Fillet are back in the box in 34 points. Bamba had 6 points, 8 boards, and Dick Fillet in 40 minutes had 10 points and 14 boards. Bamba's supposed to get in the board, so I'm not sure what's going on there. 20 points for Barjuan off the bench, and that was enough. So in the losing effort, here we are. The starters did their part, but only 10 points off the bench, so brutal. 17 and 11 for Spit Wagner in a highly productive scoring night for him. Bach had 14 and 6, 17 and 10 for Gonzo, 18 for Goodwin, and 11 for Jacob Evans. So congratulations on Evan making the second round. Fendi moves on. Let's see what happens with this. Oh, wrong button. That's my team. So current day. So in Los Angeles, can the Lakers finish them off? Nope. 93 to 74. Thunder take game 6, going on to a game 7. DeAndre Ayton in 45 minutes had 27 points, 20 points for Matthew Rosemond, 8 boards, 5 steals. 19 for Botello, go along with 12 boards. Elrod Hubbard had 11, as did Jackie Kimes in a quieter night, but still had 13 boards. Nobody doing anything off the bench, but nobody really getting a chance to play because your starters are set at 48 minutes. Freddie Moore had 17 points, 8 and 11 for Luther, 18 for Rolo, 11 for Malachi. Martinez had 8 boards, 9 assists, 3 steals. Did what he could. 10 points for Okogie, but 0 for 4 from 3. So 35% shooting will not get it done. But honestly, the Thunder only shot 42, so that's not a huge difference. So let's go back to Oklahoma City and coach this last game. Wonder how far back you guys are on the stream, how buffered it is. It's probably fairly buffered because yeah, I started off with that 4 minutes of feel good ink. So here we go. Let's sim it. Close one so far, for the most part. I mean, Lakers stopped scoring. And getting to the end of the quarter, 34-28, it's still manageable. But now there's some points being put on the board, but that's the Thunder doing most of it. Lakers reeling them back in, Thunder reeling them back out. So it's turning into a blowout unless the Lakers can somehow bring this back. So 70-55 at halftime. All you got to do is foul out Ayton, and right now he's only got 2 fouls, so that's not going to happen. Not that way. Smoke's got 36, though. Holy Moses. He's trying. So there's still a 13-point lead there, and looks like the Thunder are going to go on to the Western Conference Finals, unless the Thunder stop scoring, and they kind of did there for a minute, but they remembered to score again, and there you go, 130 to 117. Thunder take out the Lakers in 7 games. Thunder are having to do it the hard way this season. 2 7-game spreads. Let's take a look at it. 47, DeAndre Ayton, 12 boards and only 4 fouls. Played 39 minutes, though, so something was going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Are there more injured guys on the Thunder? Or are they not playing? We'll find out. 20 points for Botello. 20 for Jack Kimes. Elrod Hubbard had 17. And 15 for Rosemond with 12 rebounds. 11 rebounds, 12 assists. That's a triple-double. And Max Bliss had 11. 42 for Rolo. But as you saw, he scored most of that pretty early and kind of crapped out at the end. Wonder if he just got really tired and the efficiency went to crap. Possible. 12 for Carl Dunn off the bench. 18 for Luther, 18 and 10. Freddie Moore in 35 minutes only had 8 points. He got shut down there. 14 for Malachi. Noel had 10 and 10 there. So good for him. Renfro had 10. Sorry, Idowin. and Thor moves on. So let's look at the injuries one last time. Yeah, really, everybody's day-to-day at this point, except for Nico, and that one doesn't matter. Not now. So let's get to... There you go. Pels and Thunder, Wizards and Bulls. We're doing that tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Congratulations to the winners, and sorry